Hello, travelers. This is going to be a Nostradamus reading on who may be the president. I'm having trouble talking. It's my medication. Hang on, let me get some water. This reading is took place because earlier over on my free newsletter, Substack, I was remarking how I was getting nervous because 45 looks like everything is lining up just right for him. He got shot. He that boosted his numbers, his support. His secret documents case was dismissed by Eileen Cannon down in Florida. All of his court cases are now on hold. He named his VP pick. So everything looks like it was falling into place for him. And I was getting nervous because I think just from the optics of the RNC, he looks like he was winning, you know? And so I had to do a poll on who will be in the White House. I don't have a name. Nobody has a name. It's only speculation who it's going to be, but the cards that I drew gave me hope because it confirmed what Jessica Adams has been saying all along, that it will be a female president in the White House in 2025. So the card that I pulled, I'm going to show them to you, is the reverse Three of Wands. And I was saying in one of my videos, under the election readings playlist, that this looks like a gate or a doorway, even though it's just numbers like this one, but that the doorway felt like it had fire around it. It has fire around it, but it feels like it might be an explosion. And in my video called Something Is Not Right, on 4 November 2022, I had a dream. It's posted. I had a dream where there might be an explosion at the DNC. We know that the shooter looked up both President Biden and 45, and he also looked up the RNC and the DNC. And right now there is a big fear, especially because Mercury is going retrograde in a fire sign. Usually I would look at it going or being connected to Mars, because Mars is the god of war, but it's a fire sign, so the energy is kind of similar. I think there might be some violence at the DNC. And the dream that I spoke about in my video called Something Is Not Right, it's also listed under the election readings playlist. I literally saw people being blown up at the DNC. Now, I don't know if this is going to come to pass or not. It's a dream that I had, though. And usually my dreams are, first of all, I never have dream recall. So when I have a dream that's as precise as that one was, it makes me take notice. I dreamt about the January 6th attack before it happened, months before it happened. So I want you to remember this card and what I'm saying about possible violence or explosion or fire at the DNC. It will definitely be something done on purpose if it happens. Then that's my overall energy. The next few cards are these. The Lady, which is really the Queen of Sons or the Queen of Wands. Now, Jessica Adams has been saying a few weeks back that she was pulling the Queen of Wands for whoever the president is going to be. She says that it will be a woman who resembles a cross between Elizabeth I and Boudica. If you don't know Boudica, you need to look her up. I said it fit the perfect description of Gretchen Whitmer because of everything that Boudica went through. But Gretchen Whitmer is a Virgo sun, and Kamala Harris is a Libran sun. So they don't quite fit the suit of wands as a Queen of Wands. But it doesn't matter that they don't. The second card that I pulled was the Empress. Now, with all my worry and fear and getting scared, this was a confirmation to me that it's going to be a woman in the White House. As I say, we don't know who that will be, who the nominee will be, who the pick will be, because some people really love Kamala Harris. A lot of people don't like Kamala Harris a lot. And Gretchen Whitmer is one of the names being floated as a possible pick for the nominee. I did an article called Kamala Harris's Kryptonite over on my free newsletter on Substack. It talks about, it speculates on whether or not she can live down an incident that happened in her political career. You should go over and read it. And finally, I pulled the Strength card. And the Strength card kind of backs up the this card, the Empress. It's ruled by Venus, and Taurus is a sign that rules Venus, or Venus is a sign that rules Taurus. So I will turn the cards around and I will read the interpretations that I picked. First, I will show you the question. The question that I posed was not something that was specific. I simply asked what is happening right now in the U.S. and what political plans are being made in the political world or realm. There it is at the top of the paper. Okay, this reading was originally conducted July 16th, 2024, and the time was 12:03 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let me turn the camera on. Hopefully it will clear up. So this is the way the cards fell. In fact, the I don't read reverse cards because they don't speak to me, but the card fell on the floor, and when I picked it up, it was reversed. Therefore, that's a placement that it should take. But the upright interpretation of this card is Quatrain 428 of Nostradamus. And I will say that this book is called The Prophecies and Prognostications of Michel Nostradamus, physician, and it was published in 1685 by where is his name? Theophilus de Renaissance, who was a doctor himself. So the card at the top, the Three of Suns, whose quatrain is 428, says, "When Venus shall be covered by the sun, under the splendor of it shall be in occult form." So what it's saying to me there is, whenever the Venus shall be covered by the sun, I don't know exactly what he means by that. under the splendor of it shall be in occult form. Something hidden. Something hidden. That's what occult means. My camera is acting weird. There we go. So that means that something is hidden under the sun. I don't know what this means. It goes on to say, Mercury in the fire shall discover them. I don't know what that means. But the last line says, and the warlike rumor shall be provoked. I take that to mean that it could be saying that a woman is going to ascend, but underneath it shall be something hidden, and that Mercury in the fire shall discover them, whatever the hidden thing is, but that the warlike rumor shall be provoked. This kind of backs up my theory or belief that some violence can happen at the DNC. So it's danger for this woman. It really is. The next card was the Queen of Wands, and it is quatrain 1054. It says, born in this world from a stolen concubine, set up by two heights by the sad news, shall be taken prisoner among the enemies and brought to Malines and Brussels. Now, in another video that I did on 16 August, this same card came out, and in the reading I said that this card, it felt like a not a woman but a country. I didn't know what NATO had to do with it, but NATO is in Brussels, in Belgium, and Malines is about 30 kilometers or 32 minutes away from the location. The Hague is in the Netherlands. That's where the International Court of Justice is, at The Hague. So these are two different countries, but in this case, I feel that now the Queen of Wands is talking about a woman. In the other video, filmed 16 October, the card had the feeling of a country. And I said that the US is considered a she, Britain is considered a she, but Spain is considered a he. So in the video on 16 October, I was referring to a country. This time the same card has come out, but it feels like a woman. I keep saying I don't know what NATO has to do with it. It could be because if 45 is elected, the first thing he may do is not only pull out of NATO, or ask Russia to join the NATO. He's going to lobby for that, but he will charge NATO for security, and he will not accept the last two countries that have been, particularly Ukraine, who have asked to join the NATO. That's first. The second card, the Empress, says, underground shall be heard the feigned, which means disposed or inclined to, feigned, F-A-I-N-E-D, feigned voice of a holy dame. In human flame, and human flame, and humane flame, to see a divine one, shall cause the ground to be dyed with the sister's blood. Now, I had to look up what they meant by dyed. It's spelled D-I-E-D. And in 19th century, it was spelled D-Y-E-D, but changed to D-I-E-D, which meant to stop living. So I read that again. Shall cause the ground to be dyed with the sister's blood. I think it means spilled, coloring the ground. And the holy temples to be destroyed by the wicked. Now, I don't know what that line means. The holy temples to be destroyed by the wicked. But I honestly feel that what Nostradamus is saying to me is that whoever is a female nominee is going to be in a lot of danger. In fact, I think she may be kidnapped, she may be killed, she may be held hostage, she may be taken away from the U.S. I don't know. And the last card that came up for me is the strength card, or fortitude. That's what it was called. And this was a second confirmation. However, the quatrain in this book refers to the ascension of Elizabeth I. So that, in that respect, Jessica is right. The woman will be like a first or a great female leader, reminiscent of a warrior like Boudica and a queen like Queen Elizabeth I. However, in my other book, the one that is by the guy in 1685, has a different quatrain. 1084. The king shall fulfill the hecticon, that is a massacre of a great number of people or animals, but definitely a public sacrifice. After he has found out his offspring. Now, I don't know what he refers to, but maybe he's talking about either his children, his natural children, or the followers of 45, offspring. A torrent shall open the sepulchre. Now, this is a torrent shall open the sepulchre made of marble and lead. Now, this card came out, the phrase sepulchre came out as well in the reading I did on 16 October. I said that the card stumped me. I didn't know what it was, the sepulchre meant, because the card made reference to woe betide to the person who opens his sepulchre but don't close it quick, who finds it and opens it, but that the word of this person would soon die out, and everybody will be stomping on his, be treading over his, whatever the thing is. I'm sorry I didn't explain that right, but you can go back and view my video on 16 October 2022 and view the one on 4 November 2022. But this is the second mention of a sepulchre, and a sepulchre is a monument. Hold on, I'm going to read it to you. A small room or monument cut in rock or built of stone, in which a dead person is laid or buried. So again, it references some kind of, or someone's death. Maybe in the past, it could be somebody that people revere and they look to, or it could be a future event. I think the last line of that quatrain is the most interesting. It says, of a great woman, Roman, R-O-M-A-N, with a Medusan inside. And it came up, I had to look what flag has a depiction of Medusa on it. It's a flag of Sicily, Italy. and I will show it to you on the video what it looks like somewhere here when I process it. So although this made my calm my nerves about 45 winning the election, because I have two confirmations that backed up Jessica's confirmation that there will be a woman in the White House. But I think because of all the pretty much anti-women rhetoric, the attack on women, particularly if it is Kamala Harris, because they are laying in wait for her. She's been called the hoe, and Joe have to go. She has a really, I think, a period in her life where she maybe have made some mistakes in dating. You can read the article on my website, on my Substack. There are rumors that she's not competent, that she stepped her way to the top, and she's not articulate. Even though she is, she can't explain things in a cohesive manner. She always makes word salad. That's my opinion. Don't hate on me when I say that. And Gretchen Whitmer relates to Boudica. And Boudica was a woman, I think it was, I don't remember the time frame, but when the Romans came, they kidnapped her and her daughters, raped them, but it started a war. Boudica led troops and she defeated Roman troops. And Boudica sounds like Gretchen Whitmer. She was almost kidnapped, raped, killed, and ultimately Boudica was killed. So I don't know who between the two people are going to be the nominees. It could be both of them together, believe it or not. I mean, anything is possible. And right now, everything is on hold until Joe Biden decides that he's going to step down. Now, I'm seeing lots of information online that he's being forced out. I don't think he's being forced out, not in the way people are implying. I think they're trying to get him out because they know he can't win. He can't hold his own against Donald Trump in the physical state that he's in. This is his third bout of COVID. He's 81. He doesn't move as fast. No, he doesn't talk as fast. But he has been making a lot of blunders when he's talking to people. And it's not his stuttering. And I have an article on his chances on my Substack. So you should go to it and read what I have to say. The articles are what would happen if, these are 3 separate articles, and what if it's about, I think, Donald Trump winning the election, maybe. What would happen if are the charts of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So you go over and read what I have to say about this issue, because it's a mess. And everything hinges on Uncle Joe deciding to step down. Now, I did an article, a post where Jessica Adams, Katie Ellen Hazelden, and Kyra Oser and we all pull separate cards on how we think the situation is gonna go. Kyra Oser pulled a reverse King of Pentacles. That's Trump all day long. He has a lot of money. He talks a lot of shit. He's corrupt. Katie Ellen pulled a a Knight of Cups. I forgot the cards that I pulled, but it's over on the Substack. And I said, after it's going to be sometime before he gives up his cup. He doesn't want to, but eventually the reading ended with a 10 of Cups. I don't know who pulled that card, but eventually he's going to give it up. And the other day, somebody pulled a 10 of Swords, a reader of my Substack, and the 10 of Swords represents the pressure that Joe Biden is under. People are trying to keep telling him that he has to step down. Nobody wants to hear that, but that's what the 10 of Swords is about. An ambush, a surprise attack, something that you don't expect. But the card also talks about the darkest before the dawn. And I think that has to do with the fact that he gives up his cup and he passes the torch to the new nominee. And so, although I was very worried at first, this spread kind of calmed my fears. I do feel that there will be a woman, if not two, president and vice president in the White House in 2025. But I think they will be in extreme danger all the time. And you will never get me to believe that there aren't more January 6th people in the actual government, in the Secret Service, President Detail, all those people who provide protection to a president. The away team, the sniper team, and 45 has a particular hate on women of color. Look at how he did Nikki Haley, and how he's talking about Kamala Harris. He doesn't like women at all, but particularly women of color, which is really interesting because J.D. Vance's wife is Indian American. So I wonder how that's going to go. Pardon me. My family has a worse timing. You know, I forgot what I was saying. I will back up. I will say that there will be a woman in the White House, possibly two, a vice president and president picked together. But I was saying that you can't tell me that people aren't embedded in the White House already in the government from January 6th. And you have the Republicans in the Congress who will be awfully mad. They keep calling Kamala Harris, not just Kamala Harris, any woman that they don't think is competent, DEI, diversion, equity, and inclusion. And as a matter of fact, somebody just changed the thing in the government today. They no longer have DEI training. It's just DI, diversity and inclusion. I forgot what big part of the government did that yesterday. So I think this is a dangerous time for whomever, and it will continue to be so. In fact, with this one, the warlike rumor will be provoked. Oh man. Hang on. Yes, Anna.
Okay. Sorry, I'm calling again. But for the Saffron Road, all I see is the chicken tikka masala. I don't see the vindaloo. Is that a different brand?
No. What other thing that they have there besides?
I mean, for Saffron Road, they have the chicken biryani, they have butter chicken, and they have chicken enchilada.
Get the biryani. They don't have. They don't have the tikka masala.
No, they have that one, just not the vindaloo.
Yes, get those.
They have HEB brand for that one.
No, I don't want that.
Okay.
Get two of biryani and Marsala.
2 of each?
No, just get one of each.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry. She's getting me some lunch. And I'm quite another thing. I have 2 3s here. That's a 3 and that's a 3. And 2 3s, I think, tells of a small but pleasant surprise. So maybe that refers to the fact that there will be 2 women, 1 president and 1 vice president. But I'm seriously worried about these women and their safety, because it looks like a warlike rumor shall be provoked, shall be taken prisoner among the enemies, shall cause the ground to be dyed with the sisters' blood. And sisters could be 2 women. And a torrent shall open the sepulchre made of marble and lead. So there you have it. It answers questions, but it opens up a whole lot more questions, especially with the way that the Secret Service, even though he's not a sitting president, so his team is not the crack team that they would have guarding him, but now it is after the assassination attempt. And that, you know, it's just something doesn't sit right with me about what's happening. The nomination process, that's okay. It's about time that America had a female president or vice president or both. But something is not right with what's coming up, particularly since the DNC is coming up. I remember it's August something. That's right in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. I think it's going to be a lot of confusion behind the scenes that we're not going to see. The delegates belong to Joe Biden. They're not bound to him, but that they are cohesive in saying that that's who they will vote for. I'm afraid that if he picks a female that some of the delegates are not enthusiastic with, that it's going to fracture the party. And let me tell you, I think it's like this. I think the Kamala Harris may be nominated, but because she has a kind of not dodgy reputation, but I don't know what to call it. I think there may be a split among the delegates who will not support her. And so they are going to have to pick somebody else. Maybe Gretchen Whitmer. So that's what I get, the feeling that I get. And I think there's going to be a possible either the blowing up of the GNC or a fire there, but some kind of violence. And the Secret Service had already said that they are fearing copycat repeats of the shooting. So I don't know, but that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you understood what I said. And so that's it. All right, until next time, I'll talk to you later. Namaste.